I'd like to talk for a minute about a guy named Aaron Swartz, a young man who took his life because our government was so paranoid about us using the web to communicate that they threatened him with 35 years in jail for publishing free academic journals. They were free. They were available to anybody who went to college at MIT. He threatened, or rather he collected for the purpose of publishing all these academic journals, and he ended up being threatened and losing all his money and eventually his life to the threat of the paranoid federal government.
The problem with these huge databases is that they could be abused. They could be used by crooked politicians. A crooked president in the future could use them for blackmail or retribution. It could be used to access your bank accounts. It can be used to all sorts of nefarious things can be done with the data that they are collecting.
I have found that this is a very interesting day because clearly the Department of Homeland Security, the Providence Police, don't have anything better to do than watch a bunch of gray-haired people hold signs in front of the federal building. Clearly the threats to the United States are minimal enough that they can waste their time coming to see us.
And there's a good deal of aggressive lawyering, stretching the meanings of words beyond recognition. They claim that people are not being targeted. They claim that surveillance is unintentional, but they do it anyway, and they gather all the information they can.
And if the government listens to everything we say, then it changes the way we talk to each other. If someone is listening to every word, you won't give your real opinion. You'll give an opinion that you think will be acceptable to the people listening. So what they're doing is they're shutting us up. We can't shut up. We have to raise our voices.
The means that they use to collect this database this data is clearly unconstitutional. It is what's referred to in the legal profession as a fishing expedition. They're collecting all this data with not knowing, if anybody is guilty or not. Then they're starting to look for people that are guilty when this police use databases, and this is a gross violation of the Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
How many people here would vote for the government to spy on you? Raise your hand if you think the government should spy on you. If we live in a democracy, then the people say the government shouldn't spy on us, then what the hell are they doing?
Well, there have already been cases of NSA staff using their databases to spy on their ex-girlfriends and ex-lovers. President Obama keeps saying there's been no proven cases of abuse. He doesn't say there have been no abuses, he says there have been no proven cases of abuse, and that's just because the details have not leaked out to the public. Again, nobody has been prosecuted for this.
This is really kind of like a corporate welfare boondoggle for our military, industrial, and homeland security establishment. These organizations all have valid purposes, but not when they violate the Constitution.
I'm going to stand here, I'm going to wave, I'm going to look at the sun and enjoy the warmth of a February sun, and I'm going to tell my government, you no longer are a democracy, because if you had a democracy, you wouldn't be doing something this stupid, and you sure as hell wouldn't have created a Department of Homeland Security. Thanks.
And when you find out that the government has all these capabilities, what do? Well, it depends on the person. Some people who find out the government has all these capabilities, they just get scared. They put their head down. They say, I don't want to attract any attention. I don't want the government to cause any problems for me. So a lot of people just try to hide. They say, I've got a family. I've got to keep my family safe. And if you put your head down and hide like that, you're doing the best you can to make sure that your children and your grandchildren grow up in a society where there's no freedom at all.